opening statement first.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, I'm extremely grateful, you know, that we get to go back and hopefully once again, you know, coach, teach, and learn from so many of our mistakes with a win. You know, it's like I said in the pregame radio was, you know, we are, you know, we're beyond desperate, or at least that's how I feel. And you know, regardless of opponent, and obviously, you know, if you're 0-3, you're 0-3. And you know, I just did not want to go through that unpleasant feeling of a year ago, starting the season out 0-4, and we were just better than that. Thought Tiana came in and really gave us an extra spark, lift from an energy standpoint. Obviously showed some rust from not playing the first 3 games, and you know, from didn't miss on a couple of you know, converting, you know, there in the low post at times. But I mean, for the things that she did, and when she needed to do it, she's sitting there cramping. I mean, they're not going to let me sub her in and out for the free throw situation. I'm certainly not going to call timeout and freeze my own kid. So I was really proud of her. She stepped up and gutted it out and knocked both of them down in a big situation in a big game when they were making the run. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it was about free throws. And you know, this is you know, starting to become obviously a huge, I think, mental thing with them. You know, we had a chance to quite frankly, you know, blow the game wide open, and we made some crazy, not very high basketball IQ plays to let them get back in the game, which I credit North Texas for their fight. You know, they fought to the bitter end. And then when we got to the free throw line, you know, one miss led to another miss, and then so on and so on and so on. And then obviously we would go down and foul them at times, so we wouldn't score at one end, and then we'd go down and foul and allow them to score with the clock stopped. And that's at the end of the day is what allowed them to get back in the game. And I felt like we kind of prematurely, for whatever reason, were wanting to assume the win, and you know, you can never do that. And again, like I said, at the end of the day, I'm really glad that they were able to, for the first time, you know, with this group, you know, get that first W.
Talk about the positives that led to the 15-point lead.
I just thought our energy was so much different. I thought our energy was so much different. I thought we were, you know, really, you know, executing much better. I thought our cuts were a lot sharper. Thought we were obviously passing the basketball much better, not forcing things, not this no-look, one-hand stuff that we've all of a sudden, you know, got caught up in. It's almost like, you know, we're, you know, for lack of a better analogy, it's like, you know, sometimes we're playing like we're on the and one tour. And that's not what we want. That's not how we play basketball here. And, you know, it needs to be solid. It needs to be fundamental. And, you know, I think that's, you know, that's about, you know, it's about the only way I can describe it, Chris.
When you looked at the score being what it was in the second half, I guess around the 8-minute mark or whatever, and you see changes and all starting to happen out on the floor, what goes through your mind now when you see the not so much the momentum change, but the pace of the game changing?
Well, I mean, I just think with the pace and change of the game and the momentum to a certain point, like you're saying, I mean, if my memory serves me correct, that's about within that time frame. You know, I called the one timeout. I called a timeout in almost the very beginning of the first half, because we came out lethargic and gave up 2 quick buckets right off the bat. And then in that same point in time that you're talking about, after having you know, I think it was up to a 15, 16-point lead, you know, we go through the same thing. And so you try to stop the momentum with timeouts, but at the end of the day, what's going through my mind is, how can we do this? I mean, I guess at the end of the day for me, and I'm old school, I'm old, you know, fashioned with all of it. It comes down to your mindset, and it comes down to the big old Valentine having a heart and understanding. Hey, guess what? Nobody's going to take this away from us. Nobody's going to take this away from us tonight. And, at the end of the day, we did find a way to get it done. But I mean, that's the whole, during that whole time frame of I just think, if I have to put one thing on, I think we have to be two things. I think we have to be much, much more disciplined. And I think we have to be a whole lot mentally tough, or tougher, I should say. Because I felt like we really kind of gave in. And I think we kind of also revealed some of our inexperience.
Anything else, sir, Coach?
Thank you,
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, guys.